Welcome back, guys. I told you I'd be back, although it took me a little while. Today, I'm going to walk through every gun that I have for the channel right now, and then we're going to take this giant book and we're going to do some penetration testing, see what they can all do. This video is mostly just about kind of walking through each one of the guns and just getting a real rough idea of what they can do, and talking about them a little bit. And these are the ones that are going to be used for most of the videos in the future, but I will be getting some more as the channel grows. As you can see, I've got a bunch of them in this case. These are all CO2 pistols. This here's a Daisy Powerline 340. It's a spring model. Daisy Powerline 415. Daisy Powerline 426. The Umarex Legends Luger. And the umarex brodax, which that one's probably my favorite. Then over here we've got the Gamo bone collector. I think it's a bull whisper, supposed to be 1300 feet per second. And then we have the Crosman M4 177 carbine. This is a Crosman 2100 classic with a Winchester scope. And then the adult size Daisy Red Ryder. This here is my only blowback pistol. This is a Beretta APX, and it is made, I believe, by umarex as well, but that nice fun blowback feature there. So let's get started. The Daisy Powerline 415. We're going to load her up. The bottom comes off here of the grip. CO2 sort of slides into that little spot right there. And then there we go. As far as loading BBs, you've got this little built-in magazine right here. And we're just gonna go ahead and drop my BBs in there. Next, we've got the Powerline 426, which is pretty similar to the 415. It's a little bit more compact of a pistol. I kind of like the hand feel a little better. I mean, that's the two of them right there. This looks more like a 1911. This has a little bit more of a Glock type look. But, I don't know. I like the looks of this one, but I think I like the hand feel. I've never shot this one yet. I got it off eBay, so we'll see if it even works. Pull the grip off. Same thing. Basically the same mechanism as the 415. But you actually, do this first. Let's see. There we go. And then we have the same type of setup as the 415, and that we load our BBs into here. The Powerline 340, it's an odd little gun. It's old school, it's very plasticky, little Springer. I think it's like 200 feet per second. It's not fast at all, but we are going to test it with the chronograph. So this one, there's no CO2. Drop your mag, loads up right in there. So we're going to go ahead and load this one up. Here's the umarex Legends, little German Luger. Drop your mag. And this one, let's see, I believe this side of the grip pops off. Place our CO2 in. There we go. This thing is accurate, I'll give it that, but the trigger pull, my God, the trigger pull is like the heaviest trigger pull I've ever seen on this thing. And the sight's really, really weird. You kind of have to learn to adjust by, I don't know, aim slightly lower than where you're shooting for, okay? The blades work, but you got to get them, right on that tip. But it's a very cool gun, though. Very, very cool. It's solid metal. It's really cool. It's just the trigger pull sucks. But it shoots hard, and it's very accurate from what I've seen. And once you figure out, you know, how you want to do those sights. I only have one mag for it. It's a very odd little, it's an oddball mag, nothing that, you know, fits anything else. And you just, you know, drop it down, put your BBs in there. So I'm going to do that now. And then as far as the CO2 pistols, last one's going to be the umarex brodax. I mean, what a cool looking pistol, huh? Very cyberpunk, Blade Runner kind of thing. Very cool, and it's a revolver. I love revolvers. For this one, there's a little notch here in the bottom. Just kind of put your finger in there, pry it off. That's it. Drop it in there, and you have a Allen wrench on the grip itself. And as always with these types of guns, don't go cranking them down super hard. Just basically, you know, go a little quick to where you don't lose a lot of CO2. You just want to, there you go, and then stop. And once it stops leaking, you're golden. As far as loading this, it's got this little thing right here. Pull it this way and up, and then your cylinder pops right out. Pop it right back in, drop that, and you're ready to go. So I'm gonna get this one loaded up as well. I was wrong, there is one more, and that's the Beretta APX. I gotta load this thing up. So it's got a nice drop to it. I do have 2 magazines for this one. This one has a little, so this part of the grip is gonna, it's a little tricky. Here we go. Comes back, comes off actually. And you're gonna slide into there. It's a little difficult grabbing that tightening screw. Same thing. There we go. We stop as soon as it stops hissing. Pop our grip back on there. And then I'm gonna load this little guy up and we'll be ready to shoot. This big old book here I got for $1 at the local Habitat for Humanity restore. It's got, I don't know, a lot of pages. Let's see, does it even have numbers? I don't know. It's got a lot of pages. So, I mean, I don't think anyone's ever gonna, I would never shoot books, but I don't think anyone's ever gonna want a legal digest from probably quite some years ago. So we're gonna shoot this sucker and see how far each one of these penetrates. I feel like I should mention that whenever you're shooting an air gun, always put something over your eyes, because BBs and pellets are notorious for bouncing back a lot more than, you know, firearm ammunition ever does. We're going to start off with the Daisy Powerline 340, since this is definitely the weakest of all the guns here, including the Daisy Red Ryder, which we'll get to the rifles in a bit. Let's start with the pistols. We're going to see how it penetrates, and we're also going to get a FPS rating on it. Pretty much like I expected, no penetration at all. We have this one little divot in the cover, and that's it. That is not a powerful gun. That is not for blowing holes in things. That is simply for plinking cans and knocking them over. I do not recall what we got on the chronograph though, so I'm gonna take one more shot. Not at the book, but let's just see. What did we get there? Come on, crony. 181.6. So yeah, that thing is not powerful. Now we're gonna step it up quite a bit, and we're gonna go with the Beretta APX. I believe this is gonna be next as far as lower feet per second, just because it is a blowback pistol. It's an $80 blowback pistol. It looks really good. It's very fun to shoot. It's pretty accurate, but you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and, all right, we're ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. What I love doing is having the slide back and doing that. All right, let's see if we get any kind of penetration with this. Sounded good. I'm not sure if we got any penetration though, because I heard it come back and hit the tripod. Let's go take a look. Okay, that's noticeably better. Noticeably better, but we didn't get full penetration. What we got was a nice dent in the back of the book. Hey, that's not too bad though. Not for a cheap blowback pistol that's really made for plinking. I don't think it would damage anything too bad, but I wouldn't want to get hit with it. As far as it'd be under the skin and it hurt pretty bad. I'm gonna do one more shot with it just to make sure that we have our speed reading. I'm having trouble getting a reading on this one. So fast the crony can't read it. That or my crony is a piece of crap. Now we're moving on to the Luger, the umarex Legends Luger replica. It's non-blowback, so shoots a little harder than the blowback one. Now let's see if I can both hit the target and get a feet per second reading at the same time. Chronograph didn't pick it up. Well, this is in between. So we have the really weak effort of the 340. Then we have the much more heroic effort of the little APX. And then we have a nice dent here from that Luger. Still not too great. I'm not sure if these pistols are going to penetrate this cover. I was able to get the chronograph reading on this. I got 359. Let's see if it'll do it again. It'll probably show me up. Yep. Come on. But yeah, I was able to get the chronograph reading one time of 359. I don't know if the camera catches it. 373.6 on the APX. Apparently I just need to be backing up a lot more. No? There we go, 366.3 on that chronograph. Try one more time. I do really like that when you finish shooting, the slide stays back. That's super cool. Now we're going up to my favorite, the umarex brodax, at least in handling terms. This is such a cool gun. Single action or double action, looks like that, costs 40 bucks, and hits pretty darn hard. I'm hoping we get something on this one. All right, taking the shot. Pretty sure I hit it. Take another shot off to the side just to see if we can get a crony reading. All right, we're looking at our book again. 340 APX Luger. And now with the brodax, we've got this, which is a, I don't know, I hate to say it, I think the APX, let's see. On the back side, the APX has the biggest dent so far, and I was not expecting that. I was thinking that the brodax and the Luger were going to hit a lot harder than that APX, so that's interesting. The Daisy Powerline 426. I doubt the chronograph's going to pick this up because it's going back to Amazon. Yep, I got an error. Let's see. Yeah, chronograph's not reading. Let's go see what we did. Maybe the Powerline is living up to its name. Check that out. We've actually just about got, no, sorry, that's the Luger. There we go. Just paying attention to the camera and not the book. Look at that. That is at least as far as the APX. No, that is definitely further than the APX. That's all the way through. We didn't get anything into any of the pages. Let's see. I don't know if it's still stuck in there. I don't think it is. I think it bounced out. Okay. So that means that if any of these pistols have a chance of getting through that book cover, it's going to be that, the Powerline 415. This is supposed to be, I believe, close to 500 feet per second, which is really not bad for a CO2 pistol. Lining up on the book. There we go. So while we may have had a couple of surprises, this didn't really surprise me. The best we had so far was from the 426, the little brother. Then we have the 415 down here, which, I mean, it made it through. It might have bounced back out, but it made it through. Made a little bit more damage than the 426, but this is the tell right here. We actually tore three pages. We tore 3 pages when the others did nothing but leave some tiny dents. So, are these guns going to stop a Terminator? No. Are they going to stop somebody? Probably not. They would hurt, though, like a lot. So with that, it is time to switch over to the rifles. We're going to start with the little adult Daisy Red Ryder, which is buried under everything else here. I'm not expecting much because this is probably about as many feet per second as one of the slower air guns here. But, you know, we got to give it a shot, so let's do that. I could be wrong here, but I'm thinking that we might actually get a chronograph reading on this one because it seems like the chronograph reads okay for the slower guns. But that just might be my imagination. Did we get anything at all with our book? Let's see, where we hit. So we hit right here near the 340. We absolutely did not penetrate that page, although it did a little better than the 340. I would say, yeah, probably somewhere between the 340 and the Luger. So not good. I was a bit worried that the book would only make it through one video, but I think we're going to get a lot of videos out of this book. Who knew? Now we're going to switch over to the pump guns. Multi-pump Crosman M4 carbine. It's a really cool little gun. Extensible stock. Clip drops out, but it's not a magazine. It's actually for putting the pellet magazines that this thing has. You can store some in there. It's got the rails. It's pretty cool. I have to admit, it's pretty cool. It has these really neat little clips that you pop into the side of the gun right here and then load up your pellet. It is a multi-pump, so we're going with 10 pumps, and we're going to see what this does with a regular, just plain old run-of-the-mill Crosman pellet. Could just be me, but that sounded like it hit a lot harder. I believe the M4 is rated for 700 feet per second. It's got to do a lot better. Oh yeah. Switching to rifles right away, we've got a noticeable difference here. In fact, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the pellet in there. Yeah, big difference. Look at that. We ripped, let's see, what did we rip? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I'm going to say 13, 12 or 13 pages. And I think the most we got before that was 3 with the handguns. So that's a noticeable difference. And once we finish with the rifles, we're going to switch up the pellets at the very end to see if they make a difference as well. This is the Crosman 2100 Classic multi-pump pellet gun. Takes BBs as well. I'm not shooting BBs out of this thing. Same with the M4 carbine. It's got a little port there where you load your shot. Give it a nice little pump, and we're ready to go. Well, I think we got a result. So this is our new hole from the 2100 Classic. And if you notice, there's actually daylight on the other side of this one. And that's because it tore clean through the back. And where the others did that damage, it did that. So let's see, that's 1, they're stuck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's our little pellet. Let's see, put it right here. You can see that it deformed pretty good. I don't even remember what that was, 6, 7, that's close enough. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I mean, yeah, we'll measure it compared to the Gamo in a bit, but I mean, I'm this far into the book and I'm still seeing some pretty nice little tears. So the 2100 Classic does shoot well. Standard Crossman pellets. Let's see what the Gamo bone collector can do. This is the most powerful one I have, so I'd better do the best. Why are you following me? My camera's following me. Over there. Okay, well, it wants to follow me, so make sure I don't shoot that chronograph that I'm about to return. On that last shot, I forgot my own advice. Safety first. Here's where we had our 2100. That was the best so far. Now we've got our Gamo with the standard Crossman pellets here. You know, from the cover, it's kind of hard to say. And honestly, from the back cover, you know, I mean, the 2100 Classic here and the Gamo here is pretty good for both of them. But what I notice is there's a lot more deformation on the 2100, whereas this looks like it punched further through. Let's see if we can find the pellet here. Oh yeah, no, that kept going. Yep, still going. Still going. Okay, so where the pellet stopped here, this is the 2100, okay? So we've got a nice little dent on this page from the 2100. The pellet is absolutely buried. Oh, buried in this page. There we go. So that's what we got with the 2100 Classic. And that is what we got with the Gamo. I would say the Gamo is definitely putting out a little more power, because even, oh yeah. And we're still going, pages still torn, pages still torn. Let's see, that's about the last page that's torn. So we are about that far into the book with the Gamo. So that's through the cover and through quite a few pages, and this is some very thick paper as well. So that gives you a little bit of an idea. But now I think it's time to try out some of the improved pellets for the Gamo and see if we can get maximum penetration. Crossman Piranhas. I'm noting that the Piranha barely wants to fit in the barrel. Hopefully that means a good seal. I did not do the absolute best at hitting this thing. I hit it down here. As you can see, it transferred some energy pretty well. I don't think we're going to get a lot of penetration with the Piranhas. It did punch clean through, I'll say that. But honestly, I'm moving on just because I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of penetration. Ah, screw it. Yeah, we're going to go one more shot. And exactly as I predicted, the Piranha did not penetrate worth a darn, okay? The Piranha ended up right there, and I can actually see, not sure if you can see it, I can actually see the pellet right there. I got stuck in the back here. Although I will say that it does look like it's smashed pretty flat. So yeah, that transferred a lot of energy, but it did not do much penetrating at all. We have three more that we're going to try. Diablo Basics. These are some Crossman fast flights. I am holding out the best hope for these. And these are some Gamo rockets. Let's see what they do. Diablo Basic. Okay, so the Diablo Basic did something really interesting, okay? I mean, it for one, it punched, it was like a paper punch. I mean, it punched it real clean, but then also the book is now sitting oddly, and I realized that that's because of this gigantic bulge where that pellet stopped. Let me see if I can get that out of there. Oh, wow. This thing shredded itself. It's like a little wad of aluminum foil. So that would have definitely transferred a lot of energy. Gamo rocket. Once again, we've got a bit of a paper punch type situation here. This Gamo rocket made a very neat hole, but despite the hard steel BB tip, I'm afraid to say this one stopped right there. And that's not great. Now, don't get me wrong, it's stuck, okay? These things feel like they're stapled together. It imparted some force, but try this out. Not quite sure if you can see that, but the little BB head's right there, and the rest of it's just shredded like tinfoil. That's interesting. Crossman fast flight. It sounded good. The very first thing that I notice, and you'll probably notice too, is the little orange jacket is right there. It made it through the cover, but just barely, okay? But let's track that hole. So this is our hole here. This is definitely the neatest hole that we have on any of them. Let's see how far in we go. Still going, still going, still maybe going? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to find the pellet. I'm that far into the book and I still haven't found the pellet. Oh wait, I think I'm getting close. I mean, we still got the backside of pages ripped out way in here. Oh, and there we go. If I lift it up, there it is, right there. That's the tiny little alloy projectile sitting there on, I believe this is page 183. And I don't think with the others we got past about 50 or so. Trying to find the others. Yeah, we got maybe into the 50s or 60s with one of the others. This little sucker made it to 182. So there you go. Crossman fast flight will penetrate just about anything. Lethal Gunner has tried it. It'll go clean through car doors. It'll go through all kinds of things. The Crossman fast flight, if you need maximum penetration, there's very few that will, get that close. The Gamo lethals and I believe the Prometheus Excites or Excite Prometheus are the only other ones that get about the same type of penetration. But even in his tests, he often noted, depending on the material, that the Crossman fast flight would over penetrate, past the other ones. So take that as you will. Well, y'all, this has been a look at the air guns that I'm going to be using on this channel. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video quite a bit. I enjoyed making it. It was really fun. And I was kind of surprised with some of the results. But, like always, it's a YouTube channel, so I got to ask you, please hit the subscribe button. And if you can't do that, just drop a like or a comment. I love comments. I like talking to you guys and engaging with you. So drop me some comments, and I would like some recommendations as to what kind of pellets I should try on some of these tests. And if you want to, maybe send me some special ammo to try, I'd be more than happy to do that too. Just, again, leave it in the comments. So it's great seeing you guys again, and I'll see you next time.